In this video, I'll be covering the differences between a 1099 independent contractor and a W-2 employee, as well as the compliance requirements associated with both. It is extremely important for businesses to know the difference between an independent contractor and an employee when hiring, since misclassification can cause problems for both the worker and the employer. The worker could be denied benefits, while the business could leave itself exposed to potential lawsuits, as well as IRS fines and penalties. To help guide you on correctly classifying your workers, I'll answer the following 4 questions. What is an independent contractor? How is an independent contractor different from a W-2 employee? When should you classify a worker as a 1099 independent contractor versus a W-2 employee? And finally, what do you need to do differently once you've classified a worker as an independent contractor versus an employee? Number 1, what is an independent contractor? An independent contractor is a person or entity that provides goods or services under a contract or an agreement. In most cases, an independent contractor is an LLC, but it can also be a sole proprietor. Number 2, what is the difference between a 1099 independent contractor and a W-2 employee? The basic distinction is that unlike employees, the independent contractor doesn't work regularly with the employer, but rather as needed. Your financial and legal responsibility is lower for an independent contractor, but with that comes a lower level of control. In most cases, you don't pay taxes, benefits, or insurance for independent contractors, but with employees, you normally do. Number 3, when should you classify a worker as a 1099 independent contractor versus a W-2 employee? The criteria for correctly classifying your worker is broken up into 3 main categories. These are behavioral control, financial control, and relationship of the parties. With behavioral control, if the worker receives extensive instructions on how the work is to be performed, this is likely an employee. Next, we have financial control. If the worker can realize a profit or incur a loss, this suggests the worker may be an independent contractor. This is why you will rarely see an independent contractor being paid hourly or by a salary. Lastly, we have the relationship of the parties. The relationship of the parties category is concerning how the worker and business perceive the relationship. A written contract may show the intent of both parties. This may be very significant if it is difficult, if not impossible, to determine status based on other facts. And finally, number 4, what should you do differently if you do classify a worker as an independent contractor? As with employees, there are forms and information that need to be gathered to stay in compliance. The list of responsibilities to stay in compliance for an independent contractor are beyond the scope of this video. If you have hired someone and you need guidance, you can always file an SS-8 with the IRS, and they will determine that for you. As you can see, classifying a worker as an independent contractor or employee can be very complicated. Here at CSI Accounting and Payroll, we provide guidance to our clients regularly on how to correctly classify their workers. If you still have questions about classifying workers, or you're interested in our services, check out our YouTube channel or go to our website and schedule a free consultation. Thanks so much for watching.